Hey, yo, yeah, sorry guys. I messed up with my settings, and so the music, when I turned it back on, it put it on a max volume instead of my normal volume. What's up, everybody? What's up, Scythe, Triple OG, Hi, Zaldonix, Elliot, Black Jesus, SAS, Ali, Mr. Star. Is it still going crazy? Hey, yo, yeah, sorry guys. I messed up with my settings, and so why is it going crazy like that? I don't know. I turned the music down, but because it just spiked again for me. I didn't even mess with that. That was weird. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know. I like my streaming software is on my other monitor on my other screen, and I didn't even touch it, and it just spiked for me too. I don't know why I did that. That was weird. But hopefully it's not too loud anymore. Let me know. Is it too loud? Let me know if you can hear the music, or let me know if it's too quiet or too loud. My boy Asta out here. Yep. About to say the same thing. It's all good. Hope everybody's doing well. Did everybody read the chapter? I thought this chapter was interesting. So, XD Anime, you become a channel member by pressing the join button. Like, you should see the title of the stream, and then it'll say join next to my name, and that's how you do it. Which, by the way, I released a members video yesterday, and there's going to be another member video tomorrow. So, members who are in here, you'll be getting the other... You got one yesterday, and if you're a Wizard member, you'll get another one tomorrow. Good. What's up, Omnar? Broku, do you think that Yami's Infinite Slash is a Zetten? No. I don't think it is. Because it's like the opposite effect. It could be similar, like his own like technique or whatever, because... Remember that Zetten is using Ki to create an explosion of magic power? Whereas Yami is for Death Thrust. Oh no, you said Infinite Slash, huh? You mean Dimension Slash? I thought you said Death Thrust. You don't see a join button? That's weird. I think that it might be that maybe certain countries don't have it. But if you go to like my channel page, maybe you'll be able to see it. But like for me, it just says join, like next to my name. But I think it might be just it might not be available in your country or something like that. I don't know. Because I don't know why I wouldn't say it. Broku, do you think Asta beats Lucius with the PDU? No, I don't think so. I don't think it would, because I don't think that PDU is what Asta is going to be fighting with. It'll either be DU, True Double Union, or some sort of new form that either surpasses... Oh, it doesn't show mobile. Oh, join button on mobile. Okay, maybe that's the reason. But no, I think that Asta's going to start using Double Union again, or even True Double Union. I think the main reason why Partial Double Union was created was so that it could show off Asta's Japanese garb. Like, you know, so far, Black Clover's been a traditional, like, Western-style fantasy. And Yami was, like, the Japanese character in it. And then now they're in Japan, because that's where the Land of the Sun is. And, you know, Tabata's a Japanese mangaka. And, Black Clover's main audience is Japan. So I almost think that was, like, a marketing thing to have Asta in the Japanese garb. Not that it's bad or anything, because I also think Partial Dominion is also just a good narrative progression for Asta to have. But so I think it was, like, the best of both worlds. Just get out of chat. Broku, can you elaborate Dante's black holes, etc., please? Maybe I don't know about this stream, but I mean, probably on a stream, and then I'll definitely be talking about that in one of my upcoming videos, because the interesting thing about Dante is that he didn't just make black holes, he made a singularity, which a singularity of a black hole has infinite energy, because it compresses mass infinitely, and it makes mass infinite. And you might say that doesn't make, like, that'd be like an outlier, but it does say that Dante has infinite magic power. So it's a bit more blatant than you might think, that he makes a singularity that requires infinite energy, and then he is stated to have infinite energy. It's pretty wild. But basically today's stream, I'm gonna just give my review for the chapter, talk about some stuff, and then some ramifications of the chapter. Like, there's a few debates and stuff like that, or controversies or whatever, that I've seen on Twitter because of this chapter. Like, people are saying that Asta is not talented or he's overly talented. That's a huge debate. It's basically like Black Clover haters versus the Black Clover fans, where it's like the Black Clover haters are saying that Asta's uber talented, and then it's the Black Clover fanboys who are saying that no, Asta's not talented at all. Whereas I'm saying that, like, Asta is talented, but that doesn't, like, ruin his character. Like, I'll go over it because people are trying to say, because basically this chapter said, at least in the officials, it says, like, Asta says he's not talented, which is actually contradicted by earlier statements in the canon of Black Clover. I think Asta is talented, but it's not talented in the way that he was referring to in this chapter. But we'll get into that. I just realized I need to move chat over a little bit because people's chats are getting cut off. There we go. That should be fine. Hey, what's up, Sleeping Danger? I'll talk about that Stalak at the end of my review. Yo, Broku, what if I'm African and my parents don't let me spend money on stuff online? I mean, you don't have to... members are just for people who want to or can support. Like, you being here and watching and liking and commenting and being active in chat is more than enough support. So, like, thank you for being here, Mr. Star. So, Slick Goku. Yeah, isn't that the Dragon Ball YouTuber who sadly passed away? Rest in peace. I started watching a video about it. I think it was from Quaman, and it was too sad for me to even finish it. But so what are you doing today on the stream? I'm reviewing the chapter and talking about stuff. Hey, what's up, Lex? Got a member up in here. All right. So before I get into my review, I want you guys to give me your thoughts on the chapter. I'm gonna just drop a poll. What did you think of Black Clover chapter 348? Great, good, okay, bad. I thought it was between good and great. I wouldn't say it was great, but it was really good. I've said this many times on the channel, but like it's always hard for me to rate singular chapters of a manga when it's, at least when it's weekly, because they're so short and they're just a tiny little snippet of the story. That's why I prefer to rate arcs, because it's, you know, like if you're reading a novel, you don't rate it based off of its a couple chapters. You rate the novel itself. That's why it's hard to... Yeah, there should be a stream delay. I always have a stream delay. But we got 34 votes, and we got one person that thinks it's bad, and one person that thinks it's okay, and then most people think it's good or great, and the vast majority of people think it's great, which I'm not surprised. On Asta unlock Ultra Instinct, yeah, right. Black Clover's not Berserk. I mean, it's inspired by Berserk. Also, it's a complete counter. No, I still don't think it's a complete counter. That's something I'll need to talk about, is that they said in this chapter that anti-magic Zetten's an automatic counter, but like, it's been stated so many times that the anti-magic is, but then it's shown over and over again that it's not, so I have to see to believe it. I mean, it's possible that, you know, that Tabata will treat anti-magic Zetten as an automatic counter, but if we just go off consistency from the series, it wouldn't be. It would just be, like, super hard to counter, or to not be countered by it, but it would still likely be able to be countered. Oops. Anyways, let's get into me discussing the chapter. There should be a way for me to... God, Viz is just messing me up. I'm trying to get in so I can read Viz. Talk about the chapter. Excuse me. Okay. So, what I like about the chapter is just how it immediately gets into it. Like, it picks up right where it's left off. And the interesting part is, this was partially my theory, but also a lot of other people's theory. And that is that Sister Lily was the one who purposefully sent Asta to the Land of the Sun. But this right here, Asta, why are you here? She's looking at him in confusion, pretty much debunks that theory. Now, it still could be that maybe Beelzebub is somehow he somehow has a tangible effect while he's inside of her, and it was maybe Beelzebub that did it, or maybe it was she teleported Asta to Hell or the underworld, but then it took him to the part of the underworld where it was connected to the sea and the Land of the Sun, and then he went through there, or something like that. Or she thought that just teleporting him into the ocean in that state would have killed him, and then I didn't. So I like this, that she doesn't, because it adds more to the mystery now, right? Why didn't Lucius just kill Asta straight up? Why didn't he just do that, right? Why didn't Lily just kill him straight up? Where did she send him to? And how did he get to the Land of the Sun? It adds a bit more mystery to it, this is a question that needs to be answered at some point. Otherwise, it's a bit too convenient, in my opinion. It's one thing if it gets explained. It's another thing if Asta just, he should have been killed because he is the threat to Lucius' plans, and then they send him to a country that just made him way stronger, right? I think there's going to be an explanation. I don't think Tabata's just going to let that slide. And then there's this statement from Asta. I've already been cheesing it for my power scaling. Oh, you guys can't even really see it, but it's this page. It's the second page of this chapter. And it says, "There's no way anybody could corner a Chica in a fair fight." What this means, for in a power scaling sense, is pretty nuts. And it just goes with what I've been saying for so long now. And that is that a Chica would have to be Lucifero level for Asta to make this statement. Because he's saying, Asta's fought in Lucifero, and he says, there's no way anybody could corner a Chica in a fair fight. Which is showing how much he respects her power, and showing how strong he is. Because it was stated that a Chica and partial W and Asta's, their Yoryoku, or their magic power, or their anti-magic power were equal. But what gave a Chica the advantage is she knew how to perfect her Zetten. But yeah, so this just shows that the Lucifero scaling, that he's definitely been surpassed, because Asta says there's no way anybody could corner a Chica if it was a fair fight. And it wasn't a fair fight, because the paladin, Yurulu, I wonder how we do pronounce his name, because I always butcher new character names, because especially one like that, but I think everybody's butchering it right now. But anyways, yeah, so that's an interesting power scaling implication right there. So that one's going into my bank of never use it and just clap Lucifero. I'm probably going to make a whole ass video on it once the arc's over. Because, there's probably going to be so much evidence. But it's going to be so funny, though, guys, if Tabata, drops a statement. Asta's going to be fighting Sister Lily, and then he's going to be like, oh, Lily's not even close to Lucifero's power. And then I'm just going to be like, oh, God. But Tabata has done stuff like that before, but it depends on how it's worded and stuff. Calm down, Broku. Maybe it's just plain respect. It's not always power scaling. If you look at the statement, there's no way anybody could corner a Chica in a fair fight. Asta is the one that's power scaling, and I'm just reading it. Asta saying that nobody can corner a Chica unless if they are not fighting fair. Which is showing that he is the one power scaling Asta. Or Asta is the one power scaling a Chica. Not me. So Yurulu, I really like his design as a paladin. He's a weird, Yurulu looks like a a hybrid character. Like, he looks like Veto, Roddy's, and Voltos combined into one. Like, if they fused, that's kind of what Yurlu kind of looks like. I mean, the beast magic kind of definitely adds to that. And then as a paladin, he just has a really cool design. Like, the hair looks kind of cool. He also makes me think of Henry a little bit because of the long-ass hair. But he says, human hearts are weak. You really think Asta could do math? I mean, it's not that hard to determine if somebody's stronger than the other. I mean, he doesn't need to know Lucifera's full strength. He would just be comparing her to Lucifera and his 50% strength. Anyways. Yurlu says, human hearts are weak. That goes for your skills too, doesn't it? Oh my god, Viz just froze. I love Viz, guys, but they need to do something with this site, bro. Like, they just raised prices, and this site still barely works for me. On either if it's mobile or on the computer. I hope it works perfectly for you guys, but as you guys can see, whenever I stream and I talk about the Viz chapters, it all goes wrong. But basically, Yurlu's just talking shit about Achika, and just trying to get into her head, which shows this is like Yurlu's whole thing, right? Like, he has this boogeyman spell, or is it bogeyman or boogeyman? I can't remember. And he essentially becomes the thing that the people fear the most. And then he also just likes to talk shit. He's like, she's shaking in her shoes, she cannot fight. I thought Achika was one of this land's strongest, and yet she's pathetic. Like, he's just talking shit, trying to get in her head, and I really like it. Like, Yurlu is kind of a goon, right? And Yurlu says, all humans fear something, even you, and he's talking about Asta. And so he creates, and this, I love this part of the chapter, this is probably my favorite part. He creates what Asta fears, and his fear is himself. It's his own self-doubt. This is a bogeyman Asta right here, and it says, I cannot become the Wizard King. And then Yurlu's like, what? You're scared of yourself? What's with you? And basically, it's this bogeyman Asta coming for the real Asta. And he's like, I don't have the kind of talent Yuno does. And he's basically just talking shit about himself. This is what Asta's fear. This is what he's been going through in the Land of the Sun. And Asta even admits, what I'm scared of is my own weak self. But that doesn't last for long, because this is not the Asta we know. This is a new, reformed Asta right here. And he just slices partial W and Asta, this bogeyman version of himself, in half. And there's the bogeyman going away right there. Bogeyman's big dead, right? And Asta, I like this line. I just got back from slashing up my own weakness. Because that's what Asta's been doing in the Land of the Sun. And we get some dialogue from Yosuga to show. Yosuga shows up, he's like, hey little lady, while that idiot was training with us, he actually found it. What he was missing, his own answer. And this is where the whole debate that we'll get into after I get done talking about the chapter is the whole I don't have talent thing. But basically also saying I don't have talent, but that's why he must get stronger. He must work hard to make everything happen. He has to study, gain experience, and he has to do more than the geniuses who already have what it takes. Like, and he thinks of Yuno, Yami, I believe that's Mario Leona, Fogolion, Nozel. And he says again, since I don't have talent, I don't have time to hesitate. He doesn't have time to be afraid. All he has time for is to get stronger, so he can win, he can protect, and he can save. If he loses to somebody, get stronger than that guy, then never lose to him again, keep on getting stronger. That's the kind of Wizard King you want to be. And damn, this is great dialogue. I absolutely love it. Like, this is Asta finally realizing that he can't become complacent like he was just because he lost. Because he is the hope. He lost, but he is the hope to save everybody and everything. And Asta is determined to become the strongest. And Asta's mere presence. Now this is fire. This is fire, guys. Like, let me show you the panel. And I'll get to your chat, and hopefully nobody super chatted yet, because I definitely would have missed it. I don't see any. But if you did super chat, I'm sorry if I missed it, because I'm just going through the chapter. But, man, look at this. Asta's like, be determined to become the strongest. And this is Asta just thinking this to himself. And he gives this look of determination at Yorlu, and Yorlu gets like scared, and it like rouses his fighting animal beastly instincts. As it says, in that moment, recognizing a tough enemy, the beast roused its fighting instincts. And this is like a really wild scaling implication. At least it could be. I'm not necessarily sold on it, but is that if you look at it this way, Yorlu didn't have this beastly fighting instinct against any of these Zetten Ryuzen in their full power. But he has it against just PDU Asta, who's not even using Zetten at this point. Like, that could be implying that Asta's so strong now that even just in PDU without Zetten, that he's stronger than these Zetten Ryuzen, which means he's gotten like 40 times stronger, which is wild. But then again, this has happened before in Black Clover many times. But anyways, enough of power scaling. Yorlu, he starts trying to fight Asta, and he's just talking shit again. He's like, a human could never be a match for a paladin, let alone Master Lucius. And this is really weird. I don't know if we should necessarily take this scaling to be a fact, but Yorlu's like, if this attack hits you, you're gonna die instantly. It's like, is Yorlu really this strong that he can just one-tap Partial Deviant and Asta? Or is he just overconfident? I don't know. I mean, he should be strong because he's a paladin. But what happens is, and I love this point, he's winding up here. He's ready on a sword, he takes a deep breath. Yorlu's coming in, Asta's just all relaxed and calm. Then he looks at the right time, and boom! Boom! Asta Zettens that boy. Oh my god. Guys, you already know that when the anime comes back and it gets to this point, this is going to be so sick. Because you know the anime is going to go something special with this. And we're going to get that really cool animation that Black Clover does all the time where it goes in like black and white. And a really like kind of like grainy type animation style. Bro, this is going to be fire. This is going to be so fire in the anime. Bro just Zettens Yorlu. And one taps him. Just literally one taps him with Zetten. Like, next page, next panel, Yorlu's on the ground. And this is important. Ichikas thinks, the enemy's Yoryoku, it changed. No, it reverted. And then Yosuga says, I bet he only slashed the magic of the paladin, or whatever that thing was. And this is kind of where the anti-magic wink gets brought back by Yosuga. He says, the idiot was just overthinking it. It doesn't matter how incredible the spell is. All he has to do is spot the moment it's cast. After all, anti-magic erases magic. His anti-magic Zetten lets him move after his opponents tip their hand and win no matter what. It's the ultimate counter-strike. See, like, my issue with this statement by Yosuga is we've had so many different characters say that anti-magic is just, it destroys magic no matter what. It will counter magic no matter what. And then, but we've gotten way more feats of it not doing it. So I think he's just hyping it up. I think it's just that Zetten Asta Yosuga has not seen anti-magic go against a magic that's strong enough to go against Zetten anti-magic. Bro already starts. I like the power scale of Black Clover. What can I say? Hey, and I feel like not most, but a lot of people here, maybe even most, they enjoy the Black Clover power scaling. That's a huge chunk of my content. That's power scaling Black Clover because it's fun. But basically, the chapter ends with it is Sister Lily and Asta gonna fight, and so my review of the chapter is I think it's really, really good. I don't know if it's great, but you know what? I'm going to say it's great, because the dialogue that Asta had, him overcoming his self-doubt, and killing himself, killing the bogeyman version of himself was fire. I think this is a great chapter. I love the development we've gotten from Asta this arc. Like, Asta was doubting himself that he couldn't get stronger, and now he's mastered Zetten. He's perfected Zetten. And so, yeah, I really like this chapter. I think that it was a nice step forward for the series and a step forward for Asta's character. And I really think that we're not done here, guys. Like, what's next? It's Asta versus Lily. Lily being turned into a paladin was, Asta deemed that as his failure, and now he has to fight that failure. And that is going to be so awesome to see. I really hope that we get at least 2 chapters of Asta versus Sister Lily. I hope it is not done in a single chapter. Hopefully, we get at least 2. I'm hoping it's like 3 or 4 chapter fight for Asta versus Sister Lily. And we get a whole ass thing, and we get to see some crazy ass spatial magic that Sister Lily does. Because I think that would be really, really cool. So, my prediction is next chapter, it is going to be Asta versus Lily. And then, remember the dragon is back up, and I believe Heath is still around. So it's going to be the remainder of the Ryuzen versus the 5-headed dragon and Heath. And then I think it's just going to be Asta versus Lily. I think it would be cool if they just focus on that. Although it could be cool to see Ichika like fighting alongside Asta, now that Asta's mastered Zetten, but... Broku, yeah, I just had a bunch of diet soda, so I'm a little burpy. But yeah, this chapter is really good. Like, I thought it was written very well, and Asta's development's been pretty dope. And to see him finally use Zetten, he timed it right, because Asta's been using Zetten many, many times before this, but he just didn't have it perfected because he couldn't get the timing right. He couldn't, time it because of the characters. For one, the characters he's fighting are so strong and fast, so it's hard. So, it's cool to see this progression from Asta. Staria, I don't think it's a boring ability, because I think that we're still going to get more variation with it, because the different Ryuzen use it differently. But, so, yeah, I really like the chapter. I think I'd upgrade my opinion to it being great, where I used to think it was in between good and great. But, so, this is what a lot of people are pissed off about, and I don't think it's for good reason. I'm going to get into one of my... This will be a defense of the Black Clover chapter. This will be a defense. So, when Yurlu was defeated, it says, the enemy's Yoryoku changed. No, it reverted. And then Yosuke guesses, I bet he only slashed the magic of the paladin, or whatever that thing was. People are so pissed, because they're like, oh, this is just a callback to the Elf arc, where Asta could just negate the elven reincarnation, and it was kind of a bit of a plot device, which that was my main complaint of the Elf arc, was Asta's Demon Destroyer allowing him to reverse all the elven forms. But this is completely different, because we have to realize and remember that the paladins have their paladin form and their base form. Let me go back to the chapter where Lucius greets to the paladins, and we can see that they have base forms. The paladin form is a transformation that they can use after they've been turned into paladins. So because of that, in this image here, we see Sister Lily, that's not her paladin form. She doesn't have wings or horns. And we see this again in the other panels. So I don't think that at this moment Asta can just negate the paladin form and just fix everything. I'm just thinking that he beat them, and then beating Uriel or defeating a paladin just reverse them back to their base. I've been reading manhwas and light novels, and I find it more enjoyable than Black Clover. That's fine. I've read several manhwa, and I don't think that any of them are on Black Clover's level. Read the box for sloppy name. That is true, Michael. Lucius, because I believe Yuru's grimoire doesn't have a symbol on it. That's awesome, Mr. Star. But yeah, so I thought it was a really good chapter. I'm gonna look at the results of the poll. 152 votes. So that's pretty good amount of votes. So yeah, 65% of you thought great, 31% good, 1% of you, only 1% thought it was bad. So that's actually pretty wild that out of the 150 plus people who voted, only 1% of people, so what is that, 1 or 2 people, thought it was bad. You're almost there to 70K. I know, bro. I'm hitting 100K this year, guys. That's been my goal since, you know, a little bit before New Year's. I'm like, okay, I'm hitting 100K. I have a whole plan for it, and I think the movie's really going to help me hit 100K this year. I'm so excited for the Black Clover movie. That would be an interesting twist, C. Greeny, if Asta had to kill Lily, and that was the only true way to revert Paladins. That'd be wild. That would be so wild. It'd be a great, like, opposite of the Elf arc, where Asta could just, if he could just beat the elves, and then he could revert them to humans with the Demon Destroyer. But if it's not like that, then Asta might have to kill Lily, which would be pretty metal. But yeah, great chapter. I don't think I really have any issues with it. It was good. It was really good. Great, even. Yeah, I think I already talked about... Okay, this is the whole talent debate. Let's talk about the talent debate, that Asta's not talented or Asta is overly talented. So, for context, guys, so what happened is that when these leaks came out for the chapter, the TCB scans are the ones that do the fanlations for Black Clover, and they release chapters early. And when they translated it, they said that Asta is not gifted. That's how they translated it in their version. The word is gifted, not talented. Now, I don't know which to believe. That's the hard part about these translations now, is that TCB has gotten really good at translating Black Clover. Viz is also good. I feel like both are right, both are wrong, but I mean, they're kind of the same thing, though I would argue that gifted is a higher level of talented, right? I feel like if you say somebody's talented, that's one thing, but if you say they're gifted, that just means they're like super talented. But so basically what happened was, I believe it was some Jujutsu Kaisen fan who tweeted that Asta, they were making fun of this statement by Asta. I'll bring up the statement on the stream again, just to show you guys. But when Asta basically says he's not talented or he's not gifted, whichever translation you want to use. So Asta says, I don't have talent. Since I don't have talent, blah, blah, blah. So that's what they tweeted. But they said that was a dumb line because Asta is talented. And they were basically making fun of Black Clover, which I think is dumb. And then basically it's turned out to much of the Black Clover fandom saying that Asta is not talented, which I think is incorrect. I think that if you just look at the context of what he's talking about, like, let's go back to it. Oh, wrong one. I don't have talent, or I'm not gifted, whatever, but that's why I must get stronger. Work hard to make it happen, study, gain experience, do more than the geniuses who already have what it takes. Since I don't have talent, I don't have time to hesitate. So if you just look at and read it like this, right? Yami, Marielena, all these characters, these four, are royals. Yuno's a Spade royal, she's a royal, they're both royals. Yami he's not a royal per se, but he's a high standing because he's one of the clans that was deemed to protect the land of the sun, and he was likely giving an Oni pill, which means his power was given to him, making him talented. But if we look at it in that context, he's just saying that these characters are more talented than him. Like, he's not talented in comparison to them, but Asta's definitely talented. Like, I don't think it should be hot take to say that he's talented, because he is. Like, because what I think what gets in the head of Black Clover fans when I say that he's talented, because I did tweet it and a lot of people didn't really like that I tweeted it, but what people think that because I say that Asta's talented, that means it takes away from his hard work, which it doesn't. Like, for example, basically at any high level, like professional sport, like the NBA or the NFL, the NHL, professional soccer or football or whatever, everybody works hard and everybody's talented. Like, are you gonna say that because everybody in a professional sport is talented that means they didn't work hard? No. Asta worked really hard. He's more of a hard worker than he is talented, but he still is talented. And I'll see if I can find my tweet on the subject, because there's a blatant statement in the canon of Black Clover where somebody says that Asta is talented. Let me find it. Alright. So this is me on Twitter. I tweeted this. This is from the light novel, and then this is from the episode that adapted the light novel. So this is canon. Tabata has admitted that this episode, this light novel is canon, and this is Fonzel, like barely after meeting Asta and training him. He says, "I taught over 100 students, but you're so talented that you'd probably be in my top 3. Actually, maybe top 2. Right? So there's just a blatant statement from somebody with high authority and somebody... Alright, stop spamming balls, bro. Zior, please stop spamming. Because then you're just watering away everybody else's chats. But, so that's... So, Fonzel is a commander and a trainer of it in the Diamond military. So he has, like, authority to say if somebody's talented. Because he's trained over 100 people. And basically he's saying that Mars is more talented than Asta. Alright. I'm about to, unfortunately, put you on timeout. You're just in timeout, though. You're just on timeout for 5 minutes. Like, there is a stream delay, so unfortunately my warning might not have gotten to you. No hard feelings, but you'll be able to say in 5 minutes. But yeah, just no spamming, please. But anyways, I can't remember what I was talking about now. Oh yeah, the talent thing. So like, Fonzel is a commander. He's a trainer in the Diamond military. He's high rank, high status, high prestige. His whole thing is he trains people to become very strong warriors, and he himself is saying that Asta is talented. And one of the most talented people he's ever trained. So that's why I think that to say that Asta is not talented is just not supported. And just because I'm saying Asta is talented does not mean that I'm saying he's not a hard worker. He's the hardest worker in the series canonically. But the reason why Asta is so strong is because he's the hardest worker and he has talent. And this is supported because if we look at the different times, basically Asta's talent is he learns skills really quickly. That is a talent. That is his talent, is he learns things very quickly. He's talented in that way. That is Asta's talent. I think that Asta learning Key Trippy wasn't talent, but him learning Zetten is. And actually, you can argue that learning Key is partially talent-based. But basically, is why Asta's talented, because he learns quickly. That is his inborn ability. That's what's shown over and over again, because that's kind of what talent is. Skill is you like learn something that isn't inherent to you. Talent is what you were born with. So, Asta, when he trained with Fonzel would give him a lesson, and Asta would literally learn that skill immediately. And that's why he said that Asta, that's why Fonzel said that Asta is the second or third most talented of the people he's ever trained. So, like, that is Asta's talent. And we can even go back to the Seabed Temple. When, remember that Kyoto, he had that dancing ability that made it so that it was hard for Asta to sense him and fight him. And Asta literally, like, he literally learns that technique after seeing Kyoto do it for like 2 seconds. Like, I'll go see if I can find it and then show it to you guys, because it just shows how talented Asta is at learning things. That's gotta be like, what, 62? Chapter 62. Okay, yeah. So you have Asta fighting Kyoto. And then he realizes that there's something with his ability. Yeah, so this is him realizing that there's something with his ability that's throwing off Asta's senses with his moves. Asta, like, jokingly tries to do it. Next page. Asta does it. He does it after seeing it, like, one time. And also, Kyoto even just says, what? How athletic is this kid? Being athletic is talent. If you are athletic, you are talented, essentially. Because being athletic isn't really something that can be learned. So, yeah, that's a pretty big talent thing right there for Asta. So Asta, in terms of copying techniques, is literally insanely talented. But, like, this is the thing, like I'm saying, you have people saying that Asta's overly talented when he's not, because when he's talking about Yuno and the captains, they are essentially royals, and they are very talented because of the ability they inherited naturally. Whereas Asta, sure, he is talented, but the basis of his whole power is working hard, and the talent becomes even more impressive because of his skill of working hard. But he still is talented. And the other thing is, somebody brought up Ki, and the reason why Asta learned Ki really quickly in the Eye of the Midnight Sun arc is because Asta was already partially naturally using it. Because he has no mana sensing, so he has to rely on his own senses. And then he picked it up really quickly. So, like, it's a mixture of circumstance where Asta has to rely on his own senses, and it's a mixture of talent that he picks up things really quickly, and then he learned Ki immediately. But that one is less talent and more so circumstance. Oh, there we go, Zora. That was a quick 5 minutes. But, so, another thing, I don't think you can say, I do not think you can say that Asta is not talented because of Zetten. Because people are saying that, like, Asta picking up Zetten this quickly is not a talent thing. It's because it's just, like, he's so hardworking. I think there's no way that can be argued. Because, let me go find the chapters. Because it's like stated that only the Ryuzen can use Zetten. Which is wild because the whole Land of the Sun uses Ki. Like, that's what Yami says, that the Land of the Sun, them using Ki, that's their thing. So that means that everybody should be using Land of the Sun, or using Ki in the Land of the Sun. And okay, so this is what the healing mage says in the Land of the Sun. That won't work. And he's talking about, like, Asta cannot use Zetten. He says, that won't work. Experienced Yojutsu users can spend years training and never manage to do it. The only ones who can are you and the other Ryuzen 7. So only the Ryuzen 7, maybe Ryu as well, can use Zetten out of the entire country. So, like, Asta learning this in a few days is talent and hard work, because he was working hard for 3 days, right? And it's also, like, Asta, he's been using Ki his whole life, and then he's been using Ki, like, that he's been aware of for a couple years, because once Yami revealed it to him and he knew what to do, he could pick up on Ki a lot easier. But he didn't know about Zetten until this point. And this is talent to be able to use this after seeing it one time. Like, he sees... Well, no, he saw it twice, because he saw Achika use Zetten against the bandits, and then now he sees she use Zetten against this bamboo, and then Asta does it. Like, literally just does it after seeing it. Like, that's talent, right? So, Asta's definitely talented. But he's not talented in the way that people are trying to make it seem like, to where it makes the series bad, or makes Asta's character bad, or it makes it so that the statement that he said in the latest chapter was bad. But Asta definitely is talented. So, yeah, I just don't see the argument that Asta's not talented, because he is. He's just not as talented as other people, and the basis of him is hard work. He is talent and hard work, but mainly hard work. It did draw blood, yeah. We definitely see blood on Yorlu's arm. Here, I'll even go back to it. I mean, at least... Actually, maybe that's anti-magic. You're right, that could be anti-magic. But I think it's blood. Oh, damn. I don't even need to show you. The thumbnail of the stream and the background of the stream is the actual panel. Oh my god. That's hilarious. I didn't even realize that. Turn off his magic, yeah, essentially. That could be blood or that could be anti-magic. I saw that as blood, but that really could just be anti-magic. Yeah, Asta has an inferiority complex over not being talented because of the context of what the world is judged by, which is magic. Yeah, exactly. Like, Asta, he's talented in our world, but he's not necessarily talented in his own world because people see talent as magic power and what you can do with magic. I mean, we've seen other cuts like this Yor in the Black Clover manga that didn't like end up leading to like massive damage on the character. And it could just be anti-magic. It seems like it's probably just anti-magic based on what happened. Yeah, Ninja Benja, I do think that will become a paladin. Definitely think so. I'm gonna end the poll because it's just not gonna go any crazier. So that's my thoughts on the whole talent debate. I think Asta's talented, but to say that that was a dumb statement and bad writing because Asta said he wasn't talented is dumb, because that's not what he was referring to. Yeah, it's probably just anti-magic. Hey, Forging Fire! $2 super chat, appreciate that. Will the reason go to the Clover Kingdom? I think they will at some point. Yeah, I think they will. Because I feel like the Judgment Day battle is gonna... It's either gonna be mainly in the Clover Kingdom or it's gonna start there. So I think we're gonna get an endgame type scenario, like a Marvel Avengers Endgame where everybody shows up to the Clover. How do you think that the Black Wolves will come to the Hino country and win? Well, I believe that they might be there soon to help defeat. Because here's what I still think, and I'm probably gonna get hate for this, or people make fun of me. I still think Ryu is a bad guy. I still think Ryu is a bad guy. And I think that they'll defeat Lily, they'll defeat the dragon, they'll think everything's okay. Ryu is going to be a bad guy. He's going to be incredibly strong, which, guys, he already is. Like, base. So Ryu with no magic power just easily negged a double Zetten attack from Asta and Achika. That's Ryu with no magic power. Imagine if Ryu secretly has, like, his magic power is sealed away from it, like, with his eye patch. Kind of like Kenpachi. Yeah, like... It might be that Ryu is just fucking, like, unstoppable, and he's gonna be the bad guy. Like, I made a theory months ago. I think he's not gonna be a good guy. I think they're gonna have to fight him. And it might not even be necessarily him. It might be that he is contracted to a devil, and they'll take over him or something like that. Like Lucifugus. I think Lucifugus would be a great villain for this like mini arc. It just makes sense. It's so well built up, like so implicitly, but it's one of those things where most people wouldn't expect it, but after it being revealed, people would see that, oh yeah, that was obvious. Trippy, I just don't, I get why everybody's saying that he's tied to Osteroth, I just don't see it myself. I think it's just too obvious, but you could be right. But, like, imagine if Ryu, like, activates his devil power, or has, like, a devil form, and, like, he gets turned into a paladin or something like that. Like, Lily gets defeated, but she, like, recognizes that there's, like, devil power inside of Ryu, because that's what's powering his eye to see everything, and she purifies him. Because we know that the paladins can purify people themselves. They purified the dragon, which means if Ryu has devil power, they might be able to purify him. That might even mean that they might be able to just purify a Chica as well. Broku, what other powers do you think Lucius could possibly have on top of time, gravity, soul, and his siblings' magics? I think he will just have, like, almost every magic power. Because if he has taken over, like many, like, hundreds of devils, he's gonna have hundreds of magic abilities. He said his spell... So, in episode 49 of Black Clover, when Yami was about to slash Vito, he said his spell reminded him of a stretched-out weirdo. I wonder who that was. He was referring to Jack the Ripper and his cutting ability. I can't ever trust Ryu. If Ryu really is magicless, he is trying to steal Asta's anti-magic, and if he has magic, I think he got, like, mind manipulation type of magic. He could, yeah. I think there's just something really suspicious with him. Like, especially with the flashbacks and stuff, and it just seems a little too convenient. Broku, Asta's Zetten ability was specifically stated in this chapter to target the person's magic, so him turning back would not simply because he was defeated. What? I don't see how that... Like, Sleek, I don't see how that wouldn't be in line with what I said. Like, if he defeat... Because magic power is tied to your stamina, so if he just negged Yurlu's stamina and he beat him, that would revert him back to his base form. Zior, yeah, I think that the characters are going to get stronger and strong enough to fight Lucius and the Paladins. So another controversy I've seen. This is way less of a controversial topic, but I've seen it on TikTok, my YouTube comments, Twitter, I think even Reddit. I can't remember, but now that Asta has perfected Zetten, everybody's asking, is Asta Wizard King level? I think the answer is fairly obvious. I need to bring up TCB scans for this, because unfortunately Viz takes out the editor notes in their chapters for some weird reason, because, like, it's just weird that they will take out statements from the editor of Black Clover. But anyways. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. So I have this thing, and then I'll just bring up the other chapter. Because basically, it's very obvious that Asta's beyond Wizard King level now. Like, I don't think there's any way to argue that he isn't. Okay. So. Lucius says... Oh, you can't even... Oh, you can probably see that if I move it a little bit. He says right here, you know the statement. I'm stronger than Julius, you know. Not you know, like you know Grimberry all, but he says you know. Yeah, that's funny. He says, I'm stronger than Julius, you know. And then there's this statement. If you guys don't know, if you ever read the unofficial translations, these right here are notes from the editor of Black Clover. And let's see what it says. A fight breaks out between Asta and Lucius. A man on the level of the Wizard King. Right here, right now, will he surpass the Wizard King? So, because when people were talking about Lucius saying that he's stronger than Julius, and then you have this statement right here saying that base Lucius is on the level of Julius. So, base Lucius is Wizard King level. What Lucius's statement means is that in his base, he's as strong as Julius. When he goes into his paladin form, he's stronger than Julius. That's how you would have to interpret it because of the statements, the different statements we have, including an editor's note, which is like a high authority on the series. Like, probably the second best authority you can have besides Tabata himself. So, you have base Lucius equals base Lucius equals Julius. And then Paladin Lucius is above Julius. Well, as you all know, Asta was fighting Lucius so well that Lucius recognized Asta's strength and transformed into a paladin. Like, Asta had just kicked him away, he paused him, he hit him, the fight was now going in Asta's favor. Asta has confidence right here that he's going to win the fight. Somebody who's as strong as Julius. And then Lucius is like, I'd expect no less of you. Your strength threatens world peace. However, and then he transforms into a paladin. And that's how he has to beat Asta. So, Asta, already, as partial Devil Union, is fighting somebody who's Julius level and was winning the fight once he got used to it. And this is a Asta who's likely like holding back because he doesn't want to like damage Julius's body. And then now Asta has gotten way stronger from training with the Raisin. Like, his base should be stronger, his control of anti-magic should be better, his anti-magic output should be better, and he has Zetten, which is a 40 times multiplier. So, yeah, like, not base, which is still more powerful. No, like, did you not see the statement, Ike? It literally says that he's as strong as Julius in base. So, like, I don't know what to say, man. From the editor of the series. So, if Asta is already fighting somebody as strong as base Julius and was doing well, and now is stronger, and has Zetten on top of it, Asta was holding back as well. I don't get what you're trying to say. So yeah, Asta is like objectively beyond Wizard King level now. Like, it's just not even a question. Like, if he was already Wizard King level for being able to fight Lucius, and then with Zetten, it's a big L. Yeah, I mean, I get, that's what I said, but like, you're saying Lucius is more powerful than Julius, base Lucius, when that's the opposite of, like, I'll show it again. This is from the editor of Black Clover. The person who has actually more sway on how the story goes than Tabata. Tabata doesn't have full creative control of Black Clover. The editor has a greater control. Anyways, it says right here that Lucius is on the level of the Wizard King. Julius, this is after he just said he's stronger than Julius. What it means is that base Lucius equals Julius, and Paladin Lucius is above Julius. So, like, that's literally a statement from the editor of Black Clover. But I don't know why that would, like... I mean, I think Asta is sort of holding back, because he doesn't want to hurt Lucius. But it's not to the point where he's holding back his stats. Like, he's not going slower or whatever. Oh, now, Licht and Lumiere are kind of fodder, honestly. I'm making a video on that. It's like a power scaling / narrative analysis of why it's like bad writing for Licht and Lumiere to be fodder, but Magna beats Licht and Lumiere. Because, like, there's just, like, I'll talk about it in the video, and I've talked about it so many times that I feel like it's redundant, but I guess I always get new people, but Licht and Lumiere were arcane by the definition of what arcane is, and they couldn't kill Zagrid. In fact, Licht's ultimate magic spell didn't even put a dent in Zagrid's magic power, which means he's also weaker too. It's not just he can't actually kill them. But I mean, it's hard to argue. I'd say that Asta's been Wizard King level ever since Black Divider, because Black Divider Asta surpassed Lumiere in the Elf arc. So, Broku, I'm saying that it implies his Zetten, it has the ability to cut the connection between the magic or stop you from using it completely. No, I'm not disagreeing with that. I think we agree, but we're just not wording what we mean perfectly. Because, like, based on how Yosuke worded it, he only attacked Yurlu's magic, not his, like, physical. So he didn't actually damage Yurlu, but he destroyed all of his magic, which made him go unconscious. Because that's what happens in Black Clover. Broku, when you get that OnlyFans, I'm good. Yeah, Lick and Lumiere were Wizard King level for their time. Though, the movie could add a lot more to it, like... Because right now, the argument, like the preponderance of evidence is that Elf Arc Lumiere is stronger than the Lumiere that fought Demon Licht. But the movie could change that. Because there is enough room for Debata to change it. But Lumiere did have his own grimoire, yeah, like Asta. Broku, I was thinking about Lucius's base, and he maybe is only... Lumiere had his grimoire, John Wick. And it doesn't really matter, like, if Lick didn't, because he was amped by Forbidden Magic, but... Anyways. What was I reading? Oh, yeah. That Lucius is only comparable to Lucifero 50% when he uses his devil form. I was instantly purified for it. So, Lucius has taken in all of Lucifero. So, his paladin form, it has to be above 100% Lucifero. Now, the preponderance of evidence is that Lucius's base is above Lucifero. Based on everything, I've made videos about it, but... Yeah, look, also, the movie is going to be canon. But, like, here's the thing. And this is a funny statement. Because, you remember, like... Let me find it. Because I've used this statement to say that Asta and partial devil union, damn, you can't see because of the text. I guess I'll scroll. Asta's like, he's like that guy, the Devil King, except we're stronger than we were back then. I argued that this means that partial devil union Asta is above true devil union because... this would mean he's stronger than what he was back then, and back then he was true Devil Union, right? Well, people say no, because this image, it shows Devil Union Asta, which means that it's only saying that partial Devil Union Asta is stronger than Devil Union Asta. It's not true Devil Union, right? But that logic falls on its head from a later statement. I'll find that statement. Damn, can I not find it? What chapter was that in? Oh, don't worry. I'll find it. I know it exists. Just remember what that okay, there it is. This is Ryu saying... He's got time and soul magic. He's as strong as they come. And Ryu is somebody who sees everything, which means he's seen Lucifero, and the image is Lucius in his base. So if you're going to use the same logic and say that partial Devil Union Asta can only be stronger than Devil Union because we only see Devil Union in the image, then this means that base Lucius is above Lucifero, because in this, we only see base Lucius. Yo, what's up, Dwayne Oliver? Thanks for coming in. Like, I might have to make more videos on, like, Lucius's power and stuff like that, but I don't really want to yet. I'm sure that we're going to get more information anyways. We might even get blatant statements, but The preponderance of evidence is that base Lucius is above 100% Lucifero. And even if you don't agree with it, there is a even greater preponderance of evidence that the Ryuzen are stronger than Lucifero. The movie is canon. Bro, if base Lucius is above Lucifero, then he's more powerful. No, that just shows how strong Julius is. I would heavily suggest for you to watch my power scale on Julius, because there is no reason that Julius couldn't be that strong. No, the evidence is that Julius is above Lucifero, Ike. You gotta watch my video on how strong the Wizard King is, because there's a preponderance of evidence that there's no reason to assume he wouldn't be that strong. Well, I don't understand how you can disagree then, because it's just like blatant at this point. Unless if you want to like say why it's wrong, because like it's just pointless if you just say that you disagree. So like, why do you think it's wrong? Well, Julius was nerfed against Patri. So why can't he be Lucifero's level? Based on the context of everything that we know. Because, like, I can go over the points you don't remember. Like, in the anime canon, 13-year-old Julius is as strong as a Yami who surpassed the Gred. That's 13-year-old Julius. In the light novels, Julius can make time spells as big as Lucius. Lucius who's absorbed all of Lucifero's power. And Julius as a 24-year-old can fight the ancient demon whose power is greater than 80% Dante by a large degree. So that's like, so you have 13-year-old Julius is stronger than Zagrid. You have 24-year-old Julius is stronger than the 80% Dark Triad. Then why can't Prime Julius be as strong as Lucifero? I think Julius is below Lucius, but above 80% Lucifero. Butterfly, FX. I mean, I'll show it again. Like, so Julius is equal to base Lucius. As it says, that Lucius, and this is referring to base Lucius, is on the level of the Wizard King. So base Lucius, base Julius, they're equal to each other. But Lucius is stronger when he goes into his Paladin form. But yeah, so yeah, definitely Julius is above 50% Lucifero, so I think you're right on that. Yeah, in the context, you're right, Inhumanums. The fact that Lucius is saying that he's stronger than Julius, as it's supposed to be a big deal, further shows that Julius is that strong. How is the Ancient Demon stronger than 80% Dante? Well, you deleted it. But, I don't know, maybe if it was just a typo. Yeah, Butterfly FX. I think we pretty much agree then, Butterfly. But L2Y, I don't know if you deleted it because of a typo or something, but I'll just answer it because I did see it. But the Ancient Demon, the Spade Ancient Demon that Asta fought, is stronger than 80% Dante. It's because it creates that spell that's going to destroy the kingdom. And Asta in his Black Form 2, Black Divider, hits the spell, but he stops in the middle of it, which means that the force of the spell is so strong that Asta cannot completely go through it and destroy it. And in fact, Asta has to transform into Devil Union to destroy it. And remember that when Asta fought 80% Dante, he was like relative to 80% Dante, and that was in Asta in his Black Form 2 without his Black Divider. He couldn't even use Black Divider in that fight, and he still was relative to Dante. And yet, what happens is that Asta gets a full stamina. He gets to use anti-magic easier because of his contract with Liebe. And he has Black Divider. And he trains with Nox. So this is a way stronger Asta. And Asta cannot destroy that spell from the Ancient Demon. Which means that that Ancient Demon scales above 80% Dante. And Julius could fight that Ancient Demon. And it says that it stated that his magic was just as strong as that Ancient Demon. I'll talk about, I saw someone say, do Gojo beats Yami. I got Yami. Gojo can't even beat Sekiro. I don't know about that. I mean, I think base Asta being okay against Megahalo is the best argument for that. Asta with verse equalization is super broken, yeah. I mean, it's not as broken because Asta used to be way more broken before the meta has become that, like, Asta cannot destroy any magic no matter what. He has to still scale to it. Broku, there's another YouTuber who explained how Ryu is most likely tied to Astaroth to the ability Clairvoyance. That's cool. Lucius having subjugated an Astaroth with the capability of using soul magic means that time magic is his. Lucius is stronger than Julius, in your opinion. So are you, like, Michael, I'm just confused, because, like, the narrator of, or not the narrator, the editor of Black Clover is saying that Julius is as strong as Lucius. And Julius can use the time magic. So it's not just Lucius's. And remember, Lucius actually said, I'll find the statement. He said that they bound Astaroth to us. Which means that Lucius didn't bind it to just him. But it's him and Julius. Yeah. We bound a supreme devil, Astaroth of time magic, to ourselves. And yeah, look at this. If you look at the whole context. The greatest devil host potential in the history of our family. An exceptional being born with 2 souls and 1 body. Who were we? What were we meant to accomplish? We bound a supreme devil, Astaroth of time magic, to ourselves in an attempt to learn the answer. Which means that Astaroth is not only tied to Lucius, but Julius as well. And when you pair that with the statement that Julius is as strong as Lucius, I would say that you'd have to say, like, I get it, like, you know, it is interpretation, so I'm not gonna, like, say that you're completely wrong. I think that's just why I disagree. That's all. Could Asta bypass Gojo's Infinity? Yeah, he could. I'm actually, in a couple weeks, I'm making Asta versus Gojo video. How do they do that? I have my reasonings for it. That'll be mentioned in my Black Clover's Deepest Rabbit Hole. Michael. But the difference is that just because Lucius can use 2 magic types doesn't mean Julius can't. And in fact, Julius, like, transformed all the time, which is, like, an implication that he likely has transformation magic as well. And also, just because they share the same soul doesn't mean they have more magic, the same magic power as each other. Just like how William and Patri were not equal to each other despite sharing the same body. How did a 13-year-old make on? Where is it stated that Lucius was 13 years old? Did I miss that?
Be $100?
God damn. I accidentally turned on my phone. And it's just Facebook Shorts. Or Reels, as they're called. Do you think Noelle could be stronger than Marileona? Yeah, definitely. She probably will be at the end of the series. In fact, she has been stronger than her at points. I mean, here's my interpretation. This is an interpretation. I could be wrong. It could be You could interpret it one way, but remember, when somebody does a devil binding ritual, it nerfs the devil. Remember that. That was stated when Noct tried to summon Lucifugus and contract with him. And Lucifugus was so strong that the nerf didn't do anything to him. My theory and my interpretation is that the greater the devil host is, like remember they talk about, oh, I'm the greatest devil host. I have the greatest potential to be a devil host. What I believe is that means is that whenever they do a ritual, the greater potential you have as a devil host, the more it nerfs the devil. But also, it would be the greater they can use that devil's power. Okay, my groceries, I ordered them online. They're getting dropped off. They're here now, so sorry guys. I'm gonna have to I'm just gonna pause the stream. Like, I'm still gonna be here. I'll be coming back and talk for a few minutes, so just know that I'm gonna be gone for only a couple minutes, and I'll be right back. But yeah, just chat amongst yourselves. Actually, I'll put a quick poll. Just to give you guys something to do. This was going to be a good one. Who is stronger? Paladin Lily or 100% Lucifero? Alright, I'll talk about it when we get back. Or when I get back, I gotta go grab my groceries that they're waiting outside, and then I will be right back. Wow, okay. You guys voted really closely on the poll. $40 and 55% Paladin and Lily. 45%, 100% Lucifero. XD anime. I don't know about like her base being above Beelzebub. I think it's when she's in her paladin form she's above him. So like, this is a really interesting debate. Well, I think that without a doubt we can say that she's above 50% Lucifero. The more debatable part is 100% Lucifero. Because I think that all the Devil Kings, like the main ones, Astaroth, Lucifero, and Beelzebub, should scale. Like, Beelzebub and Astaroth should be relative but weaker to Lucifero. And that means that if they're relative, then 100% Beelzebub, 100% Beelzebub himself should be already pretty close to 50% Lucifero. But then you add on Lily's magic, the Sacred Power amp, the Grimoire amp, then I think that Paladin Lily is definitely above 50% Lucifero. If we just get some feats from Lily that are just blatant feats, we can scale her above 100% Lucifero, because she hasn't really done that much yet. Like, she got attacked by a base Ryuzen. And then she did a combo spell with Heath and attacked some base Ryuzen and then some Ryuzen with their spells activated. If she gets some solo feats that actually are against like higher level Ryuzen, then she'd be above 100% Lucifero. Yeah, no, I mean that is like, so like, because like Lily is so strong because she has all of Beelzebub's power, and then it was amplified because it got turned into sacred power. So it is way stronger than a normal devil subjugation because of the sacred power. I don't even necessarily think she blitzed the Chica. The reason why I think Lucius is different as a paladin is because he ate Lucifero's power. So he has Lucifero in his base. But when he goes paladin, he uses a completely different devil. I think he's using Osteroth's power to purify. So that's why I think it's different to say that I don't think that base Lily is Beelzebub level. I think she's only Beelzebub level in her paladin form. I think it's different because Lucius ate the Devil Heart. And when he goes paladin, he is not using Lucifero's form. He's using likely Osteroth because Lucifero has horns, whereas his paladin form has antlers. Hey, Broku had this thought, Asta versus Harry Potter might be one-sided. Like, as in Asta versus Harry Potter, the character or the verse? Because either way, it's a stomp, but... Do you think that Lily is squaring up this twin? Yeah, she's bodying Grimoire. Twin Grimoire, you know. So... I mean, actually, I don't know how long it's going to be. Because I want to do the Ryuzen 7 versus Lucifero, like a video project on that. But I want to wait until this arc is done, so we can get all the information. But, like, right now, there's a preponderance of evidence. Not only could I easily argue that the Ryuzen absolutely clobber Lucifero, but I could also just say that most of the Ryuzen by themselves could defeat Lucifero. So, it's just so much evidence. Mr. Star, I'm back. Had to go for a while. Hey, I was gone for a bit too. But it's so weird seeing their Ryuzen downplay. I guess it's no different from people downplaying the Spirit Guardians. But, like, we have way better statements and feats and skilling for the Ryuzen than we ever did for the Spirit Guardians. Yeah, I think that Yuno is going to do combo magic within himself because he has 2 Grimoires. I don't, like, Butterfly, here's a question, currently stronger, Asta, that, like, is hard to say. But we'd have to say Asta. There's way more evidence for Asta. Asta versus Elden Beast, who wins? The Elden Beast, probably. Here's a question, what do you think of Asta's character development? I think it's really good, especially this arc. Like, I saw this review of Black Clover the other day, where this person they went and they read all of Black Clover, and they gave a review, and they said that Asta is a static character, which is not true, but he actually does have good character progression. even earlier on in the series. Do you think Yuno will be able to move in Lucius' time stop? Yeah. Because I think that, if you look at it this way, gravity warps space-time. And Yuno could create a star that made a force field around him so that he could move in that gravity. So if he can create stars that create force fields that just that they protect him from space-time manipulation, there's no reason to assume that it would protect him from time magic. Part of my Black Clover's deepest rabbit hole theory incorporates a very wild twist to the ending of Black Clover and Asta versus Yuno, which would be wild but hype at the same time. Friendly reminder, we still haven't seen DU. Asta, PDU is like 25% DU. And wait, why do you think that PDU, partial Devil Union, is 25% Devil Union, and True Devil Union is more than 7 times stronger than Devil Union? What's your logic for that? I'd argue that partial Devil Union is half of Devil Union, and it's really hard to scale Devil Union to True Devil Union, what the gap is. Because Asta was relative to full 50% Lucifero. Like, he could destroy Lucifero's concentrated gravity magic. He could take a kick from him with, like, very little effect or damage. So I don't know about True Devil Union being a 7 times multiplier. It's not just the arm. When I stream later this week, I'm going to do a whole segment to clip onto my clips and highlights channel talking about partial Devil Union versus Devil Union. But Devil Union is not only concentrated as arm. Like, the narrator says that, but it's contradicted by Asta having the orbs around him. Those anti-magic orbs are a part of the Devil Union form. So if Devil Union was concentrated in his arm, then those orbs would not be around him, but they are. So that's why I think that it's contradicted. And so my argument is that because partial Devil Union lasts twice as long, it has half as much anti-magic. So that's why I think that if Asta went to Devil Union, he'd be twice as strong in it. So I thought the partial Devil Union was better Devil Union since the manga states it was denser and overall stronger. Yeah, like I said, like when I stream later this week, probably Wednesday, maybe Tuesday, I will talk about partial Devil Union versus Devil Union, because while most people believe it's a stronger form, if you add in all the context of the scene, the context of how anti-magic has worked, the context of how Devil Union has worked, it shouldn't be like that. And even the narrator's statement contradicts itself, and it's blatantly stated that there's less anti-magic in partial Devil Union, because it's in the actual raws, it says that partial Devil Union constricts the flow of anti-magic, which means there's less flow of it. So there's a lot to go into. That's why I'll make it a whole ass segment in the next stream, and I'll get like scans ready to go and show you and just tell you why I don't think it's stronger than Devil Union. Like, I think that if Asta just went Devil Union, he'd be stronger. So, but anyways, guys, I'm at the end of the stream. It is 1:14 p.m. for me. I have to write a whole chemistry paper, get my chemistry presentation done. I still have to work on the videos too, so I got a lot of stuff to do today. So I got to end the stream. But it was a good, fun stream, talking about a good Black Clover chapter. And I'll be streaming in the middle of the week. I'll probably be streaming again on Wednesday. What is Triggered Senpai doing in here? Triggered Senpai is the guy who like shits on every single manga series ever. Why are you watching a Black Clover stream if you just talked shit about Black Clover? Anyways, that's a wild way to end the stream to have Triggered Senpai show up in here. But anyways, thanks for coming to the stream, everybody. Thanks for the support. Video should be out this week. It's going to be the Black Bulls versus Pain. It'll be a fun one. But thanks for support, everybody. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the members coming in. Hope you guys all have a good one. Peace out.